Get more out of life. Go out to a movie.
June 12, 1981 was a day that would change my life. It was a Friday. I had just turned 18 and graduated from high school, and I was celebrating the moment by driving to the Cineplex with two of my friends to see Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans was the newest film featuring creature effects by stop-motion animator Ray Harryhausen. I had been a Harryhausen fan since I saw The Valley of Gwangi at my local theater 10 years earlier. Harryhausen had created some of my favorite creature features growing up: Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, Earth vs. the Flying Saucers, Jason and the Argonauts, 1 Million Years BC. His process of building elaborate models and painstakingly photographing them one frame at a time seemed like a dream job to me. He was a grown-ass man who quite literally made a living making and playing with toys. At age 10, all I could think was, how do I get that gig? So when trailers for Clash of the Titans started popping up in the spring of '81, I made a vow to be the first in line the day it opened. Unfortunately, when we arrived at the theater, Clash of the Titans was sold out. We decided that rather than wait a couple of hours for the next screening, we would buy tickets to our backup film, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Suffice to say, I was blown away by Raiders, so much so that I had to turn around and see it again. And I went back to see it over and over, a total of 17 times that summer. I no longer wanted to be Ray Harryhausen and make a living playing with toys. I wanted to be Indiana Jones. Another thing happened to me that summer. I got my first movie camera, a Canon 310XL Silent Super 8. Of course I wanted to make a movie. If I had seen Clash of the Titans on June 12th instead of Raiders, it's quite possible that my first movie would have been stop-motion animation using the camera's single-frame feature. And here's where my apophenia kicks in. I don't think it's a coincidence that Clash of the Titans was sold out opening night and Raiders of the Lost Ark was not. Because if I had seen Clash of the Titans that weekend instead of Raiders, it is possible that Clash would have set the tone for the entire summer. Now, Clash of the Titans is fine, but the screenplay is pretty pedestrian. The hero, Perseus, is two-dimensional, he's called to adventure, and he does what he's told. In fact, the gods themselves manipulate Perseus's adventure at every turn. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, on the other hand, Indiana Jones has agency. He seeks out adventure by choice. Sure, he makes mistakes and often finds himself in tight places, but his outcomes are determined by his decisions. This is a great story for a boy entering adulthood. It is as if Indiana Jones is parting the curtain on the world and saying, "Here you go, kid. Time to put away those toys." So I made a movie. And like many other film geeks of my generation, I wanted my movie to be about Indiana Jones. Unlike those film geeks, I made a movie that is not true to Indiana Jones's spirit. You see, I wanted to be Indiana Jones, so naturally I wanted to play him in my movie. But at age 18, I didn't have the confidence to embody Indy's level of masculinity. So instead of doing a pure homage to Indiana Jones, I played an exaggerated version of myself, pretending to be Indiana Jones, and then I treated the movie and myself as one big running joke. I didn't have a MacGuffin for my low-rent indie to pursue, so the working title of the film is kind of nihilistic: Raiders of Absolutely Nothing. I told my friends that the movie was satire, but I had no idea what I was satirizing. Satire is the use of humor to expose stupidity or vices. To me, Indiana Jones has no stupidity or vices. So there was no way Raiders of Absolutely Nothing could have been satirizing Indy himself. In hindsight, I think it was satirizing me. My version of Indiana Jones is not tough. He's a bloody coward who gets his ass kicked. He and his arch nemesis run from danger. He is awkward and bumbling and prone to pratfalls. Some of the falls are actual bloopers we just happened to catch on camera. We didn't have enough extras to create a tribe of Jovitos to chase Indy. Hell, we had no extras. So I replaced the Jovitos with a claymation monster, a nod to my dying dream of stop motion. Perhaps the worst thing I did in the film was emasculate Indy by making light of my own manhood. In our parody of the Nepal bar fight, for instance, a burning ember lands in my pants, and after an embarrassing stop-motion dance, I try to put it out in the snow, simulating sex with a snowdrift. And in the film's most humiliating moment, an assassin tries to kill me when I'm taking a shower, but he can't go through with it when he sees me naked. Looking back on this film over 40 years later, I realize what was going on in my head. To me, Indiana Jones was the archetypical male, the man I wanted to be, but I didn't believe I could ever measure up. When you look at this shot of me shirtless, you can see why. My body was slight and I was borderline effeminate. I did not feel like a man. I felt like a boy with a small b, and I feared I would remain a boy forever. This is me going on a little private adventure, heading down towards the village. Just picture me in his rain poncho and Indiana Jones hat. Indiana Jones! Indiana Jones. The reality is we are out here, no fences, no cars, nothing to protect us. And those guys right behind me. Oh crap. That's an experience.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
They're coming after us, dude. They're still following us. Kind of hanging on the side of a mountain doing this. The reality is, I'm standing on the Great Pyramid.
That's why we have the names of Ramses II are everywhere.
You enter at your own risk, I guess. Be where your feet are. To fully appreciate where my feet are. Right on this edge.
Sure looks good too. Suppose I were to kill you for a thrill.
That was an adventure.